Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today's video is my response to a thread that was started by Mazzy, Norman Maslov. And what it is, it's to show CDs that I have that I'd like to have on vinyl. I've also seen Rob Walker at Let the Music Play do this, and also Andy Ford. So I've got 10 CDs here, none of which I have on vinyl, and all of which I'd like to have on vinyl. They're mainly from the 1990s and the early 2000s, because that was a time when lots of new recordings weren't even available on vinyl at the time, or if they were very limited. And of course, like many people, I'd just about given up on vinyl, and I was buying CDs anyway. But luckily, vinyl didn't go away, didn't die. It was only sleeping, and now we can buy everything we want on vinyl. But here goes my 10 anyway. First off, it's this one, and it's from the year 2006, and it's Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and it's their album Show Your Bones. The album that I was going to show of theirs was Fever to Tell, but I couldn't find it anywhere, so I don't know what's happened to it. But anyway, this is, I think, their either second or their third album, and this is a New York band that consists of Karen O on vocals, Brian Chase, and Nick Zinner. It's a great alternative rock album. I really liked it when they came on the scene in the 2000s. I thought, yeah, this band had got something. There was something quite different about them. Probably something to do with Karen O's vocals, but I really love these guys, and if I see stuff on vinyl, then I'd certainly get it if it was a reasonable price. So you've got some great tracks on here. There's Golden Lion, which is the opening track. Cheated Hearts I like. Mysteries, Warrior, and then there's actually a bonus track at the end, Deja Vu, which suggests that this was available on vinyl at some point, but I've never actually seen it. So that's my first one. In 2006, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Show Your Bones. Next up, a bit of stoner rock from San Jose, California, and this is Sleep, and this is their 1992 album, and it Sleep's Holy Mountain. So there it is. Comes in a sort of triptych sleeve, and yeah, I think I've seen this a couple of times on vinyl, but it tends to be really expensive. So, but I've not actually bought it. I don't think it's been reissued recently at all either. But it's really great. I mean, the two tracks I like best on this are probably Dragonaut and Inside the Sun. So that's it, a bit of stoner rock, and there you go, it's Sleep. My third choice, band that needs no introduction really, it's the KLF, the Justified Ancients of Moo, and this is their album, The White Room, from 1991. You just don't seem to be able to get this on vinyl at all. This has got all the hits on it really. It's you've got What Time Is Love, 3 a.m. Eternal, Last Train to Transcentral, and of course Justified and Ancient. That includes the guest vocals of one Tammy Wynette. So there you go, KLF, great bit of dance music from 1991, and The White Room. Now, Andy Ford showed a CD by these guys. This is Muzzy Star, and this is from 1986, and it's called Amongst My Swan. I really love the vocals of Hope Sandoval, and this album has got the track on it that first alerted me to them, and that's Flowers in December. But overall, it's a brilliant album. I don't think I've ever seen anything by Muzzy Star on vinyl, but if I did at a reasonable price, I'd certainly pick it up. So again, tracks on this to say flowers in December, but Take Everything, Still Cold, Roseblood, and Look on Down from the Bridge, all great tracks. So there you go, that's Muzzy Star. Right, the next two are Scandinavian bands. So if you're watching, Morton, I do apologise for the pronunciation of any of the names here. So the first lot, this is a duo from Denmark, and it's the Ravenettes, and this is their album Pretty in Black, and it's from 2005. So the duo are Sunne Rose Wagner and Sharon Fo, and this is good old fashioned 50s 60s rock and roll brought up to date, really. It's got the absolutely brilliant Love in a Trash Can on it, and I really love that track. They do a brilliant cover of My Boyfriend's Back as well. So if you like a bit of old fashioned 50s 60s rock and roll, then the Ravenettes are probably for you. And the second Scandinavian band are from Norway, and it's Flunk, and this is our album, and it's called This Is What You Get, and it's from 2009. I don't think this has ever been released on vinyl at all. It's a lovely album. They're an electronica band, very much sort of very much of their day, I think. But they're still going, and I absolutely love them. So the core of the band is a trio, and it's Ulf Nygaard, Joe Backer, and the singer whose photo's there. That's Anja Oyen Vista. And the standout track on this for me is Cigarette Burn, sorry. And they also have done quite a few covers. They've done a cover of Blue Monday, which isn't actually on this album, but there is a cover of a Radiohead song, which is Karma Please. And that's pretty good. As I say, never ever seen this on vinyl. And their debut album, called For Sleepyheads Only, even to get a CD copy of it, it's about 40 or 50 quid nowadays. So, I just hope one day somebody will release this stuff, reissue it on vinyl. So that's Flunk from 2009. Right. Now this is the only one not from that sort of turn of the century sort of period. This is Donna Gillespie, Box of Surprises, and it's from 1969. Now, if you want this album on vinyl, expect to pay up to around about £400 for it. It's an absolutely lovely album. It's 1960s folk tinged pop music with a bit of jazz rhythm sort of thrown in for good measure. It's absolutely lovely. I'm hoping that it will be released on vinyl. And a couple of years ago, a US only album was reissued for Record Store Day on vinyl, and that was called Foolish Seasons, and that's a great album. So I've got hopes that this one from 1969, which is Box of Surprises by Donna Gillespie, will get a vinyl reissue. So number 8 are these guys. This is American rootsy blues tinged punk, I suppose. It's the Geraldine Fibbers, and it's their album from 1995, and it's called Lost Somewhere Between the Earth and My Home. They tend to cover some sort of quite difficult subjects in their lyrics. But it's absolutely brilliant stuff. The title track is brilliant. Then there's Lily Bell, which is the opening track. I really love that, and then Marmalade. But overall, it's a great album. I think it was reissued on vinyl in about 2017, but I've never been able to get hold of a copy. I think it's a limited record store day pressing. So there you go. That's Geraldine Fibbers and Lost Somewhere Between the Earth and My Home. So 2 to go. And it's Regina Spektor and her album from 2006 called Begin to Hope. Regina is a Russian-born American. I think she was born in Moscow. And as I say, I think this is probably a 4th album. And I've got hopes that maybe it will appear on vinyl, because her 2003 album, Soviet Kitsch, is destined for reissue on vinyl in about September, I think. So I'll be picking that one up. So yeah, this is great. She's, avant-garde, punky sort of rock. So the tracks on here, I suppose, On the Radio, I really like that. And then there's 20 Years of Snow, again, another great track. But I always like Regina Spektor. I don't have any of her albums on vinyl at all, and I really wish that I did have. So there you go. That's number 9. And finally, a band I really love, and this is Hooray for the Riff Raff. And it's the self-titled album, and it's from 2011. So I really love Hooray for the Riff Raff, and it's a project of Alinda Segarra, and there she is on the front cover. And the band has really changed over the years. This is very much an Americana album, and Alinda herself, she was born in the Bronx. She's of Puerto Rican heritage, but she'd moved down to New Orleans, where this album was recorded. And as I say, I like all of her stuff. The music's changed very much over the years. 2 albums ago, an album called Navigator, she explored her Puerto Rican heritage. And her latest album, Rhododendron, she's really exploring, who she is as a person. And she's moved away from the Americana style, but even so, the music's still very good. Absolutely love this. And really, this is an example of sort of like why we really need albums on vinyl, especially when we're getting on a bit. I mean, that font is minuscule. How are you expected to read that? On a 12 by 12 vinyl record, I think that would be acceptable. But I don't know. I can't read that without struggling. But there you go. So that's my 10th one, and it's Hooray for the Riff Raff self-titled album from 2011. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this. I think there's hope that more and more records now are being released on vinyl, and so all we can do is keep a lookout for them. But I really love doing this. So leave a comment if you like, and have a look at some of the other efforts from other people. So until next time, bye.